Good morning. Thank you all for being here. You might have heard about First Chair before. We are Ovation Technologies, parent company of First Chair. But more importantly, we are a music education company that is dedicated to the development of software that will help improve a musician's performance. Our management team consists of Christine, Sarah, Janae, Hector, Simon, and myself, Johnny. And today we're here to talk to you about our story of the company and how we plan to tackle a problem that music students face across the nation.
So famous composers were able to have one-on-one communication with their teachers. So they had the best teachers of their time, and that's how they put on a beautiful performance. And so how did they perform so well? It was just because of that. They had that access to that one-on-one teaching, and so many studies have been done on this, and that equals higher performance levels. So today's best is hard to come by. Today we have a classroom of one teacher for every 26 students. And for every 26 students, that's different songs per student, and that teacher has different things to teach each one. That's limited time or no time at all to practice with that student. And that also means slow or no progress on their performances. And then for private lessons, for the best private lessons, it's also high cost, a lot of time to take out of your day and try to accommodate their schedule and your schedule, and also limited availability. And so for your best performance, you need quality practice, and that's what we're going to give to you.
And that's our solution, First Chair, which is a software system that provides music students to learn and practice the instrument by analyzing their performance and giving instant feedback. But also instructors can use it for their teaching or, for example, to review their students. How it works. And that's a common teaching cycle in music schools. It's just divided in normal class time and the individual practice time of the students. And here, the students always have to wait with questions, concerns, or if they need feedback until next class. And also the instructor time is here limited. So we recommend to schools to use First Chair to add additional steps to this process. Here, First Chair supports the students to practice more efficient and effective, but also it's a system between instructors and students, which connects them with each other anytime and everywhere. So students don't have to wait for questions, concerns, or to get help until next class.
There is no denying that the U.S. market is the biggest music influencers. The music industry generated $55.6 billion of U.S. dollars globally in 2018. The U.S. generated $19.6 billion of those $51 billion. And so here at Ovation Technology, we are going to focus on the top 4 music-oriented states, which include California, New York, Illinois, and Tennessee.
So I'm sure many of you are curious of the function of our technology, of First Chair technology. So basically what it does, it analyzes the player's rhythm, tone, and other key aspects that relate to music. It does this and it records through a microphone, and it illustrates the feedback through a computer or laptop. It also logs information and play sessions, which records and keeps track of the whole database and compares and contrasts the whole performances, which allows students to be more self-aware. It allows them to keep track of their progress, and instructors are able to pull up the data logs to analyze the students' progress and get a sense of where to start in the upcoming lessons. See, the thing with music is there's no such thing as one size fits all. It's an art form. Styles vary person to person, which is what makes players unique. So our goal with the technology is to assist instructors and students in the process of finding their sound.
Flunky and Musician are our 2 main competitors, and both companies have similar concepts. Now you might be wondering what differentiates First Chair, and that is the fact that we're launching our product with Music Academies first to build a great brand reputation. We are offering a wide variety of instruments, and our system is designed to track and record the students' strengths and areas of improvements so that it's easier for the instructors to analyze the students' progress, and then that'll make for a more effective class time.
Ovation Technology and Music Academies will first make contact via email. Positive responses will then follow with a 2-week trial and personal salesmen sent to their location.
What is a better way to sell a product than personal selling? We're having sales professionals meet our clients face to face and using their attitude, their appearance, and their product knowledge to demonstrate the benefits and features of our product.
So here's our projected revenue. We're going to be getting money from monthly subscriptions and selling to music academies and programs. We're going to be charging per user, so it's going to be $8 per student. We're using an average of 2,500 students per program or school, so that is going to be $8 per student times the 2,500. And for the first year, we're going to have 4 schools subscribe to our software for $800,000 in revenue. And then the second year, we'll have 5 schools at $1,140,000 in revenue. And then the third year, we're going to have 8 schools at almost $2 million.
And these are projected profits against those revenues. So we expect to break even sometime during year 2. However, this chart doesn't really account for the reinvested earnings back into the company to scale for growth.
And for our current status, we're working on the software to be ready for launch. We're going to be working with the software engineers to be able to provide this service to musicians. And then we have our team here. We're working with our personal sales team to make sure we communicate well with these academies and get their needs straight for these musicians.
So what do we want? We want to form partnerships with investors and music academies because it satisfies our other wants, our other needs, which is capital and brand establishment. Partnership with investors will allow us to gain access to capital, which will allow us to run the business and launch. A partnership with music academies would allow us to make a presence within the music industry, which will help us establish our brand. We also want patents to protect our technology. We want to license our technology nationwide, and most important, we want student success.
All right, so how do we get where we want to be? We're going to need some serious capital. So Ovation Technology is asking for $2 million for 20% equity of our company. And with that money, we're going to go and hire a software development team, purchase all the necessary equipment and machinery such as servers, and that money will also help cover the costs of any startup expenses that we have to start the business. So in an orchestra, first chair is a position of distinction given to the best player in the section. The first chair also displays leadership and guides the section to a successful piece. For the users, first chair can be a tool for them to reach their full potential. And as a company, we promise to display leadership and guide our users and investors to success, proving ourselves worthy of an ovation. We are Ovation Technologies.
Let us help you.
Find your sound.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys did clarify, but it's $8 per month or
It's $8
per
per month.
okay,
Yeah. So that's like $60 a
a
year.
year.
So you said your target market is music academies?
We're doing it only in California right now since that's our territory, obviously, and then we're targeting mostly schools in LA and San Francisco. It's the most money.
Also like high schools or?
More higher education level. So colleges.
Oh, okay, so your target
Private.
market wouldn't be necessarily high school players, more like college or over?
Yeah, college or whatever. You want them to make money off their music, or just want them to get the
I see.
extra help?
I see.
We were expecting so many questions, so we have a lot of answers.
I have one.
Yes.
So on your revenue slide, it's different from the pitch handout, so I was wondering what the difference
Yes,
is.
that is correct. We were a little premature with those projections, so we decided to scale back a little bit, and what you see on the slide is the current projection. Yes.
What's the sales territory per salesperson? How does that work, and what's their salary?
starting out, we are going to be the sales team. And so we plan to, like we said, start out in California and then branch out from there. And then once our business is actually creating revenues and profits, then we'll move on to hiring a professional sales team. And we'll figure out how many schools per territory, per salesperson, and all that good stuff later down the line.
You guys said you were seeking $2 million. What other sources of funding do you guys plan to use?
We only have our personal investments of $5,000 each. We're expecting our software development team to have a salary of around $500,000 the first year. Machinery would cost around the same amount, and then the other $1 million is going to cover our FGA costs. And we want that from a couple of rounds of angel investors.
So you guys planning on selling to college and higher education? Are you guys also going to offer this on like an app store for individual users? Because I use Musician, one of your competitors, and it's really helpful, but it sounds like you guys are just selling this to colleges. Would I only be able to use this app if I were to attend that music program?
So, we are planning to have an app open to anyone, but we figured it's best to start with the Music Academy, so that way we can get as much feedback from them to I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. We want to get as much data and information on the problem so that we're able to solve it first. And then once we feel like our product is at its very best, then we will release it out to everyone to use on an app-based service. But starting out, it's going to be a software on the computer, and then later down the line, we're planning to develop hardware products as well.
And so by going after the Music Academy, it's like a larger population instead of targeting certain individuals. After that, we're going to establish a social media base platform where we encourage those music students to provide their music, their practice, and post it online. So then other individuals will become more informed, and then from there we'll emphasize more marketing towards those individuals instead of the music academies further down the line, 3 years estimated.
I think it's just a doubt that I have, like, going straight to, the music schools first when they're actually trying to, like, make a living off of it. So, like, for them, I don't know, wouldn't we want to be able to provide them with something that they can use immediately and have, and then maybe just offer it to, let's say, kids who start off using it and parents who maybe start seeing the music, and then we can get feedback and get the older music generations to have like a product that's already better for them.
That's a good point, but we're thinking we're a music education company, and we want to add value to their education. A lot of musicians in schools don't get like free tutoring; they have to pay for private lessons. So it's $8 per month instead of like the best private lessons for $5.50 a month. It's just a better alternative.
Also, I think it's more of a brand positioning. We want to position ourselves kind of as like the upper echelon with the music academies, and then we can focus on, the wider community and even children and young adults. But if we position ourselves too early for everybody and young adults, we might not be taken seriously by the music academies.
So, two quick things. One is, do you have a sense of whether this would be the most useful for beginner, intermediate, or advanced musicians?
We're saying more beginner and intermediate. Advanced musicians already have a goal. They probably have the natural talent. They're at the top of their class. They have private lessons. They already have those resources. We want to target people that don't have the resources. Because and people for math classes, English classes, they have tutors that are free for college. But if you're at a music academy, you have to pay for private lessons or for an extra hour with the teacher. So it's another, the The cheapest would be $50 for a 30-minute session, and you just can't get anything done in 30 minutes.
So you're, using your software is considerably less expensive than using a private tutor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's another advantage here. Okay. My other question is, and I'll acknowledge, I'm going to use this sort of teaching moment going beyond what we've actually covered here. But you put out, you said you're wanting to raise $2 million to get this started for 20% of the company. So the implied valuation of the company then is $10 million, right? Okay. So, and how would you justify, first question if I were an investor is, how are you going to tell me this thing's worth $10 million? How do you get there?
There's nothing on the market like our product, and so we're also charging $8 for our starting product, which is going to improve with the years. So our software is going to have more features, we're going to have more expansion. We're Ovation Technologies, so we're going to create more technology to help music performance. We eventually want to go into hardware, but we're going to start with software.
And we're already making $2 million with less than 10% of our desired market in California. So it's considerably scalable as we move on to different states and get more schools. I mean, we would need to sell only